Okay, everybody, welcome to the first pixel art stream from Matt Black Studio. Um, as it were, I am Eric.
I'm Aaron.
Yes, and we are gonna do some a little bit of pixel art today. Aaron, would you like to tell them the story about what we're doing today? Who we're
Oh,
making?
so today we're making me kind of.
Yeah, you kind of you in the
Um,
game, sort of.
Sort of. Today Eric is gonna pixel art the scribe, which is sort of my insert character.
Yes.
He's the guy in the game who gives you your bestiary, your sort of manual to the various enemies and foes and people of interest you'll meet as you play Lucid.
Mm.
Also gives you the skinny about the various histories of the spots and the various Sentinels that came before.
Yeah.
And when you pick up certain items that you find in Lucid that you can't make heads or tails of, you bring them to the scribe and he translates them for you.
This is all true. Touch on, touch off. Yeah. Um, I'm very excited to make him. He's been kind of in the brain for a while, but now he's going to be in little pixels. Um,
Oh yeah, he wields a pen, of course, as scribes so often do.
he actually does not wield a pen. He uses his little finger.
He scribes with his finger?
He uses crystal aura.
Oh, okay. But he also wields a spear,
Yes.
which is the pen of weapons.
I would say the spear is the pen of weapons.
Yeah.
That's a very accurate statement. Okay.
So you'll meet the scribe in the demo
Yes.
when it's out later this year, and he's kind of got his own little scribe's corner, and he'll be just chuffed to see Owen when he arrives.
Yeah. He's a pretty chipper guy, I think.
Yeah, no, he's happy when he's working, but he's also kind of a lonely fellow. He's kind of in his corner by himself, and Owen is a ray of sunshine that brings a little light to his day.
Noted. Well, so people know what's going on. We are using a computer that is not mine, and we put a sprite on this computer and all the settings and all the stuff because my computer is just farts. But
his computer is insert fart noises.
Insert fart noises. So there may be a few tools that I have to rig to be right. I'm noticing that sometimes when I do a circle, it fills in. Now it's not. Don't know why it's doing that. I should know why, but we're just gonna deal. We're gonna push through. Okay, so when I'm making a new character, I think we were just talking about this in the Discord, actually. I like to do silhouette first. I like to have a strong silhouette, and from there, right now we just have this big old blob.
Yeah, not very flattering.
No. But all will make sense in due time.
Right now, he's just sort of a ghost.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. So, what else do we want to tell about the scribe?
Well, he's a Sentinel. He's a full-fledged member of the Sentinel faction, of which Owen is a junior member, and his adoptive father, Hall, is a full-fledged member. Some of the first people you're going to meet in the game are the denizens of the Sentinel camp that's pretty close by to Hall's house where Owen grew up. And besides the scribe, you'll meet some outriders of the Sentinel Order, as well as the Herald, who is someone you're going to be seeing a lot as you move through Aiden, which is the world of Lucid. And he's also a happy fellow, and he's going to tell you all about the various places you can go and things you might undertake, different little quests you can go on to help the people of Aiden. And him and the scribe are pretty chummy.
Who's pretty chummy? Him and Owen, or
No, the scribe and the herald.
oh yeah.
And
there's not many left. They better get along.
Yeah, exactly. And correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but
Yeah.
I think that we might build in a kinship between the scribe and another character that you'll meet.
We've been tossing around the idea.
We've been tossing around the idea of making the scribe related to the blacksmith you're going to meet when you go down into Welltown, which is what we think is like the first intended biome and dungeon that you'll go to once you're out of the opening part. So you won't be able to see the blacksmith in the demo, but you will meet the scribe.
Yeah. I don't think Blacksmith's going to show up in the demo yet.
But similar to the scribe, the blacksmith is a burly guy.
He's a big dude. I would say he's a brick shit house. Brick shit house. Yeah.
He's a brick house.
Yeah, he's a big old brick house. Like he's a big dude, but it's mostly muscle. He's a big old dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's body by blacksmithing.
Oh yeah.
So
Forged in iron.
I mean, you gotta have some in a show for banging on an anvil all day long, besides whatever it is that you're smithing.
All right. Okay. So right now we're just kind of blocking out like general shapes, and each shape will get more and more defined as we go. But so far so good. Let's see. Yeah, I picture in my head our friend the scribe here. He's kind of like Andre the blacksmith from Dark Souls meets I forget his name, but the map guy in Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah, the map collector guy.
Yeah, I forget his name.
What is the guy's name?
I
will look it up.
It's something classy. I feel like it's a classy. Okay, I got one hand. And what would be his finger. As he writes on stone tablets.
Is he left-handed?
He is left-handed. I remember Cornifer. That's a classy name. Yeah, a little bit of Cornifer, a little bit of Andre. I do remember when I was sketching this guy in my notebook, I made him left-handed, just for you, buddy.
I appreciate that. I myself am left-handed.
This is left-handed. Yeah, this is left-handed. Cool. Okay.
I think it's pretty cool to write with a crystal art kind of expression of your fingertip.
Right.
I know it would be a lot more comfortable than actually writing with your left hand on notebooks and binders that are all designed to be written by people with right-handed people.
I am right-handed. My mom is also left-handed, but what is it like living as a left-handed person in a right-handed
Well, you get a lot of ink and when you're younger, graphite on your
little
because as you're writing, because you write left to right, and so you kind of drag your hand over what you're writing, which makes a nice shiny silver splotch on your left hand.
Indeed.
And of course, writing on spiral notebooks when you're like on the right side of it, when the spiral is on the left and the paper is on the right, is really uncomfortable.
I can imagine your like left forearm getting all those little grooves.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
Not pleasant at all. Did anyone try to beat the devil out of you when you were growing up?
No one tried to force me to be right-handed. I mean, not that they could if they tried, but like
you were born that way.
And I tried to use more things left-handed, I think, than I do now. For instance, scissors.
Interesting.
They don't work in your left hand.
Yeah.
They just don't. I don't know why they don't work.
It has something to do with the fulcrum. Like the The way you're squeezing, it like pushes the shears together in a certain way.
Yeah, and it just makes the paper kind of go
Yeah.
between them rather than cutting.
Yeah.
But I've learned over time to wield scissors with my right hand.
Oh.
It's a pity though, because when you're young, you use scissors all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
in our
kindergarten.
in our class, yeah, exactly. And it's just a mess. But of course, with computers, being left-handed is quite useful.
How so?
Well, because you use your right hand for to use your mouse, right? And I never attempted to use a mouse left-handed. That was never an option.
Yeah,
like all the mice in school were on the right side of the keyboard, and so
right.
even if I had wanted to, I don't think it was a capability. But being able to sort of type with your left hand as like your dominant hand, as you also use the mouse, is nice. Also, eating food when you're left-handed is nice. You could use your fork in the left hand and the knife in your right.
Fork left hand, knife in right. Oh, so you can do all the cutting.
Yeah, use your right hand to cut, and the fork, which is a more precision instrument, you use your left hand for, and so you don't have to switch hands.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I fork left-handed and then cut with my right.
Yeah, of course you do, like everybody else does. But it's better for lefties because the using a knife is more of like a brute force thing and less of a
tactile.
It's less specific. And maybe it's just me, but like I tend to use my left hand for more specific actions and my right for more like strength-based actions. For instance, like in baseball, I throw lefty, but I bat righty, which is weird and kind of useless now because I don't play baseball. But I guess that'd be good first base.
Oh yeah, I would imagine. I never got really into baseball. I was more of like a soccer football guy.
Baseball has like the moments of truth, where you step up to the plate and it's you and the pitcher, right? Soccer is much more of like a team effort and like
they do have their fair share, like penalty shootouts. That's definitely a step.
Yeah, I never really got to those.
Oh, I see.
But like soccer is definitely like you win as a team or you lose as a team. In baseball, like if the bases are loaded and you step up to bat, it's up to you. The team gets put on your shoulders.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Okay. I'm liking the shapes we got going on. What's my wand tool? I used to have it on a shortcut. Now, cutting up heads.
Oh no, my head. I need that. If you're thinking.
Overrated. A dangerous pastime.
So you said that you're inspired for the visual design by Andre from Dark Souls and Cornifer from Hollow Knight, but like what
visual? I don't know if it's visually. It might be just kind of
vibes. I mean,
a little bit visually, like the big hurling guy over like a little thing. Like there's gonna be a little table easel thing here that
a stool
he's working on.
Oh, he's got a table, but he's sitting on the ground?
Yes. He's kind of sitting crisscross applesauce in front of like a little, oh my god, pen. I'm drawing a blank on what do politicians stand in front of?
Like a lectern?
I guess it is a lectern, but there's a podium?
Yeah, no, I mean podium, kind of, yeah.
But yeah, it's like a little thing with a big scribe, and he does all his little ancient writings on.
It's a work table.
Yeah, little workbench, basically. Okay. I'm trying to make sure everything, all the curves are following a nice gradual curve.
Yeah. So tell me more about like the process of creating these these pixel arts. I mean, you said you started with the silhouette,
Mm.
and I see that everything is green, and I don't think it's. I can't imagine it's going to end up being green.
Yeah. This is kind of like literally blocking out shapes.
So why green? It's just like something with high contrast to whatever you're working on top of.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be, his palette is gonna be predominantly kind of in this range around here, and then he's gonna have highlights that are contrasty things.
Mm-hmm.
But for all like, it's kind of like when if you're painting, you just do big swaths of color.
I've never painted, so
oh,
I'm a complete layman when it comes to drawing and stuff. I mean, what you do, like, what appears to me like effortlessly, is like fucking magic. I never in my wildest imagination conceived of myself as like an artist. When I want to get an image in someone's head that's the same as what I'm thinking, my medium is words.
Yes.
Oh, so now you're like doing like a vertical, symmetry thing.
Yeah, it is a nice tool where, for now, just to like keep it even on each side, I just throw a almost arbitrary position, but not really. It's where I think it's going to be. But now, as you can see, it's a nice symmetrical head instead of kind of wobbly on one side and the other. But yeah, like you said earlier, the contrast. Here we're just kind of blocking out, and also these different shades kind of give you a sense of what pieces end. Like now you can kind of start to see this is an arm, this is a hand, a leg underneath, big body, head, arm, and we just keep chiseling away.
So he's going to have the same kind of wool coat as the rest of the Sentinels,
yeah,
correct?
All the Sentinels kind of sport a wool coat. And
can you talk a little bit about that? Like what like everyone knows that Owen has his signature wool coat.
Sweet drip, yeah.
And it's, one of the most iconic parts of Owen's visual design. But can you talk a little bit about how that became the staple of the Sentinels, and kind of what the lore ideas are behind the sheep that they have to,
the flock they tend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you might be getting a little. What's that expression where you see how the cow is made or something like that?
The sausage.
Yeah, see how the sausage is made.
That's okay.
Yeah, we can do that. So Owen originally, like way back, way back, he was more of a boy or a man who was wrapped in bandages.
Bandages?
Yes.
Like a mummy?
So the original idea was he was a person who had crystal protrusions, like poking out all over him. He always had the chest pieces and the hand pieces, the crystals. But originally it was going to be that he was wrapped up in bandages to like try to hide that, and it was more of a secret, as it were, to that he was who he was and what he was. But conveying bandages, the amount of detail needed to like really tell that story in pixels was not adequate enough, and so many people were just saying, "Is this a little stone guy?" And enough people started asking me that. I'm like, you know what? It's a little stone guy.
So where did the wool jacket come from?
Well, back when he was bandaged up, it was purely like what I thought looked cool.
So even when he was bandaged up, he had the wool coat?
Yes, he did.
And he just like wool coats? It's like a bomber jacket, right?
Yeah, it was more like a bomber jacket, and it was just, it was a great medium to, it was a good silhouette that I liked. It was distinct. It also had this, like flowy aspect to it, which was a great way to sell motion and momentum in the pixel art. So like you'll notice in all his animations, he's very bouncy and like there's a lot of follow action. in his animations. And I don't know if you know what follow action is, but
I don't.
follow action is like, you know, when you like snap, like you throw a punch, and then your sleeve would follow and then go forward. And
Oh yeah,
go
of course.
back.
Yeah.
So it's something. It's like secondary motion. So it had great follow action and secondary motion, which is really good for selling force and momentum and inertia. And for a game where you're running around and moving really fast, that was kind of important. So that's kind of where that design came from.
And how did that start becoming like the Sentinels' signature sort of attire?
In sketching, in world building, I was making more characters, more and more building out the camp, and as I was trying to make a visual language of, like, kind of like in Zelda, where you know that it's a lot easier, but you know, like, people are who they are based on what they're wearing, their race, be it Zora. Like, you know, there's the fish people. We don't really have races in Lucid, but we do have factions, and to give each faction a kind of visual motif, a very recognizable, it'll help with the world building.
So you know when you're playing and you see somebody with a wool coat,
you're like, oh,
that's not an enemy. That's a friend.
Yes.
And so kind of everything from the lore standpoint kind of follows that, right? Because if they all have wool coats, they need to have some source of wool.
Yeah.
And so they have a flock of sheep, and they have a shepherd, I suppose, to tend to that flock.
Yeah, there's kind of like a role in the camp, and it's an important role, and it's well, at first they were going to be birds. I was trying to think of an in-game explanation for having like a tutorial or things.
Who was going to be birds?
The pets, kind of like the pet things of the Sentinels, like what they tended to. It was not originally going to be sheep, but then the wool jacket thing happened, and then it started to like all fall in line. Here we go. Is this it? No.
But the idea of like shepherds has like a religious almost connotation.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have like the flock of sheep being tended to by shepherds who, you know, take care of them spiritually. And does that sort of speak to the role the Sentinels play in the world at large?
Yeah, kinda. It was they're very much like bringers of balance and trying to keepers of the peace, trying to like make sure everything. They're like not the police of the world, but they're more of the
Sentinels.
Yeah, they're Sentinels. We
got some people in the chat.
Oh,
Rabbit King, Sketchman, thank you so much for coming, you guys.
my friends, how you doing?
Hope you guys are having a good Saturday night.
All right, it is Saturday.
In case you're just chiming in or just tuning in, we're building out the Scribe, one of the many Sentinels you'll encounter in the camp in Lucid. And right now I think we're working on the hair, I guess.
Yeah, he's starting to look a little bit like Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! But
I don't understand that reference.
Oh, it's good. It's fine. That's fine.
The big difference between me and Eric is that he's into anime and I am not.
I grew up on anime.
Yeah, I watched Pokemon before school, but I think that's really about it. Like, I like Akira, and I like, what's the Studio Ghibli guy? Is that another Miyazaki?
Ooh, yeah, he is. It's Miyazaki.
Yeah, I like the Studio Ghibli movies. You know, Spirited Away, Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke.
Fantastic.
Akira, of course. But, like, I never watched, like, Full Metal Alchemist or Dragon Ball Z.
Really? You never woke up and watched some Dragon Ball Z?
No, again, like, Pokemon was really the extent. I also feel like something with Dragon Ball, um, like you can't just like tune in a random episode and understand what's going on
Not really.
because everything is sort of like referencing its own.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, and so it's like there's like a bunch of weirdos flying around shooting energy at each other. I could never make heads or tails of it.
I mean, it made perfect sense to my young mind. But yeah, it was very. I always looked forward to like finding a new episode. Like, oh, this is a new one, because they would play a lot of reruns.
Because it was in syndication at that point, right?
Yeah. So when a new one finally did play, it was like, oh my! It's like stumbling upon a treasure. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Starting to kind of look like a Muppet right now. That leader, the lead Muppet of the band.
I didn't watch the Muppets either.
Didn't watch I love the Muppets. I have a soft spot for the Muppets. Okay, we got big old glasses. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just throw some color. Oh, too big. Do a little bit more of these. That's good for now. Oh. I like the idea of having like a fold down monocle. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try. Like, I don't know if that reads as a thing that folds down. However, when we get to the animation part, if every now, actually that'd be an awesome, like, when idle animations play for 100 times, there's usually one. If like you're working and it kind of falls down, he uses a hand to like flick it back up and continue working.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That might be fun. So we'll leave it in there for now.
Sketchman asks, "How's everyone doing?" We're doing all right.
Doing pretty good, man. I've been out of pixel mode for a minute. I've been in coding mode. I've been in social media mode. I've been in bug hunting mode. So it's really like pixel. When I get into the pixel art, it's really like my happy place. It's almost like a treat. It's like I get to do all the other work gets me here, and it's like, yes, the pixels. It's so very soothing to me.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot of work to launch the Steam page and the Discord and like get everything up to speed. I mean, it's not a distraction, but it's sort of like you have to kind of go off road a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very necessary and important, but it's not always the most fun.
No, building a community is fun and
that's the best. Oh crap! I always do this.
What have you done?
See, with the symmetry here, I like my hand is over the right hand, and I'm drawing this left hand here, and then I did all these notes over here.
Can you like undo?
I can, but I'd like to hold on. Control Command. Okay, here we go. Cool. So now I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to select this, copy, Command copy. Now we're going to undo. Control Z. Pop, 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 pop. And then we are going to Command paste, and ta-da!
Oh, nice.
All right, turn that off for now. How are you guys doing? Thanks for being here. Hey, Rabbit King, how's the latest text going on? I just finished implementing the dialogue system. I have it on my docket to actually outreach to you to talk about some fonts, man.
Oh, Sketchman says, "Nice to see you guys work on some art, especially with the character that we will soon see in the game."
Yes.
He says he's doing all right.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, no, we're super excited to get this demo out and get it in people's hands so you guys can experience the feel of it,
yes.
And really take it for a spin. And we're going to try to cram in as many characters and lore and world building as we possibly can within the limited space of what the demo is going to look like. There's always the threat of creep in terms of
feature creep.
Yeah, I mean it's a real it's a balance between trying to be as generous as we can while also being,
Reasonably little
yeah, being
time.
realistic about how much time we have. And
Okay. Come along.
Astrologer asks, "Wait, there's a demo. There's going to be a demo.
There's going to be a demo.
In oh, I don't want to say when, but
Yeah, that's always it's such a dangerous.
yeah, again,
Whenever you put a date out
but
there.
hopefully within the next few months.
Yeah, where I'm working so very hard on.
Yeah, like we are working every single day, and every single day brings us closer to getting this demo out, where you'll meet characters like this.
Yes. Yes. All right. I'm liking it so far. I'm liking this. I'm liking his proportions. Yeah. What's interesting about the pixel art style that Lucid has, the amount of detail in it is it's so much fun going from sketch to pixel art, because the sketch I don't have on screen, but the sketch has the scribe here, almost sort of tilted a little bit, where we're looking at him at at an angle a little bit. It's just not enough. There's just not enough pixels to express that. So all of a sudden he's now facing front face, and it's ever so translating from sketch to pixel is always a fun little exercise. But I do like.
Astrologer looks at us with gleaming eyes.
Oh, you mean something like? Hold on. Oh, get rid of this.
Let's show him some gleaming eyes.
Somewhere.
We'll show you some gleaming eyes.
Well, I love. Oh yeah, there's 1000% gonna be a portion of the animation where the glasses do a gleam. Like I can't not make glasses without a gleam. There you go. There's a little bit of gleam for now.
Oh, that's great. Again, it would never occur to me to like show it that way, but as soon as you do it, it immediately reads that way.
Awesome.
Like it really is like fucking magic.
I love pixel art. Like I can't. When I was working in my architecture office, it was very, very stressful. A, because it's a stressful job, period. B, it's stressful because I fucking hated it. But then getting off of work and immediately being able to pop into a pixel art character or do any one of the posts I've done, like the Ilya post, Troika, it was just, I could get lost in there for hours.
And I'm sure, I mean, it's so satisfying to have your work met with such enthusiasm by the fans and by the community at large. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, it must mean so much to you to have your work,
enjoyed at all.
Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's something really incredible to share your love of art and games in such a direct way. Because for me, writing about games is the way that I try to share my love of the medium with people. Trying to think about it in ways that don't occur to everybody. Those really, it's satisfying to open people's minds to new ideas within the space. But to make a game and to write a game, at least from my end, is such a more direct way to to show how games have influenced us, affected us, made us who we are. I mean, we became friends on the back of the games that we enjoyed together, that we played, and that's what created this whole collaboration in the first place. Our mutual love of games and wanting to to take our creativity to that that level of doing it ourselves, putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've told the story on a few interviews and podcasts, but I was in college and I reached out to the guy who made Iconoclast, a beautiful a beautiful pixel art Metroidvania made by it was just one dude doing a lot of the work, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I reached out to him, he responded, and I was like, "Hey man, how big is your team? What are you doing? How are you doing this?" And he was like, "Oh, it's me." Sent me in the direction of Construct and like Game Maker, and I'm like, one person can do this, and I was determined to make a game.
Astrologer says, I mean, to be honest, I saw the artwork of Lucid, and as they say, it was love at first sight.
Aw, that means so much, man. I honestly cannot thank everyone enough with the support, and oh my goodness, the support that I've been getting with Lucid. It means so much because it's just been ideas in my head, and I'm just working alone in an apartment through my late to mid 20s, and then finally putting it out there, and just getting anybody being like, "Hey, that looks pretty cool." It was like, oh my god, it was pretty awesome. I'm trying to get this hair just might be a little bit better. I might circle back on the hair, but we're getting close. Now we'll see the dog. Go back. Okay. We'll circle back on the hair.
He's got quite a schnoz on him, doesn't he?
He does.
May wanna tighten that up a couple pixels.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't. It has nothing to do with anything but that I like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's no statement about me or the fact that I'm Jewish.
No. This just in. Matt Black is an anti-Semite. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's hard for us to be anti-Semitic when half of us are Jewish.
I know, right? We're masochists. Why is am I pixel off over here or something? Am I in the head? Body. Okay, this is how I always check if I'm off. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. We can fix this. We are going to push out, pull in, push out. We're going to... Actually, you know what? It's fine, because his arm's forward. So this one should be a little bit back. Okay. Let's clean up this pixel art. Yeah, I love making... it's like almost mathematical, where getting these smooth lines here, it's like this to me is wrong, because it goes from like 2 2 1 1 1 2 1 1 2 2 2.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is wrong. So I would immediately go like to smooth this out. I would do this, making that 2 2 2, boop boop boop, and now all of a sudden that's smooth.
So there's a lot of logic to it.
Yes.
It's like you're setting rules for yourself in terms of design, and everything has to sort of
fall into a certain like consistency. Pixel art is consistency.
That's interesting, because I always think that like art is much more of like a free form, free floating kind of.
Well, I mean, there's definitely that but I'm a pixel art purist, I suppose. Some people.
What does that mean to you, being a pixel art purist?
There's a certain set of standards when making pixel art that I think are pleasing to the eye. I've been asked to critique some pixel art sometimes, and when I try to explain, I get the argument that I'm not following those rules. I'm like, that's fine, but it doesn't mean it's going to look good.
So when you do critique a piece of pixel art, what are you looking for? What are the criteria that you use to judge any given art? I mean, your own, someone else's. I mean, what makes a great piece of pixel art?
Let's see.
I mean, as opposed to anything else, in terms of the medium. I mean, pixel art is a very specific way of drawing.
Yes.
And so, what makes pixel art, or what are the criteria that you would use to judge pixel art, as opposed to like plans to a building, or a building itself, or a painting, an oil painting?
Funny enough, like my statement before about pixel art being consistency, architecture is very much that as well. It's about pattern recognition and being consistent with your pattern. Well, I come from classic art. I did high-end residential architecture, and that's usually inspired by a lot of classic architecture, like some old Borromini, like ancient.
Like Palladio in them?
Yes, yes, stuff like that, and it's being consistent. A lot of ratios, a lot of proportions.
Because that's like all about like the true class, antiquity. Like the this column needs to be this size
Right.
with this facade, and
Right.
like it needs to have this like level of spacing between them based on
Yes.
certain mathematical
There's also like
formulae.
the tripartite scheme where you have a base, and similar to a column, there's a certain proportion of base, then like shaft, and then capital at the top. And similarly, some many buildings. If you go to New York, you look at some of the nice like Mason buildings.
Well, like an example, like the Chrysler Building, or
No, not Chrysler. Maybe. Oh man, none come to mind. It's been so long. I mean, I can bring one up. I don't want to right now, but to a lesser extent, maybe the Flatiron Building.
Okay.
I'm having trouble picturing its base, but essentially, you'll notice the storefronts will have about a floor, maybe two, of a certain type of stone, and then above until the top, where the parapet is, it'll be a series of windows and a certain type of masonry. And then you get to the top, and it has this kind of like crown cornice looking thing, and it's like a cake base, middle, top, and it's the tripartite scheme.
Speaking of inspirations, Astrologer wants to know any pixel artists you've been inspired by or struck you the most.
Totally. First one that comes to mind is Pixel Princess, I believe. She's on Twitter. Phenomenal. She is so good. Oh no. Oh, I'm on the body? Okay, good.
Is that a game developer, or
I don't
is it
think
just
so.
a
I think
pixel artist?
Purely a pixel. I mean, she may be working on a game. I don't know. Maybe she's making a game herself. Maybe she's working with the team. I haven't seen her page in a minute, but it's super fluid. It's very fantastical. It's really good. Check out Pixel Princess. She is very, very good. It's actually many of her pieces inspired a lot of mine. I took a lot of her techniques and I studied them and tried to incorporate them in my own work.
So you say she's got like her own style, right? You describe it a very specific way.
I think so. I'd say so. I think it's pretty unique to her.
Astrologer says there's a lot of users with that name.
Really?
Pixel Princess. I mean, the alliteration is sort of.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't. This isn't my computer, my friend, so I don't want to go anywhere that I'm not allowed. If you look on my Twitter, I'm friends with her. Perhaps you can search through that way.
But what I wanted to ask is, what do you think your style is?
I don't know. Maybe this is a chat question. Chat, what do you think? I don't know. It's simple. I think it's like clear color. There's like a very there's not a lot of. It's not busy. I don't think it's very busy. I think it's very clean and it's easy to see the shapes, and I mean I think almost like, you know what I would say. As we were talking anime. Anime uses a lot of this. Even Miyazaki, everything. Like for example, they can do so much shading and depth with just 3 colors. So there's a base, then there's a highlight, and then they'll have an underlight most times. This is for the more expensive animation. Less expensive animation is maybe going to do a two part, so they'll just have highlight and base. But because to animate every frame and do a pass of solids, then a pass of highlights, and then a pass of lowlights, that's
triple the work.
Triple the work than just doing. That's why if you watch all my other fellow anime friends, if you watch like for example, Naruto, they'll have a certain style for the most part, and then a fight scene happens, and you can tell the animation changes. Notice on the more intricate fight scenes, you'll notice the shading changes, and it's usually just 2 shades because they want to have the fluidity of movement, and the animation's very intricate. And to have a fight scene have like 60 FPS and be animating on 2s or 1s, to do that 3 times over in that short amount of a lot of time, very difficult. So you'll notice it'll go from this 3 shading scheme back to 2.
So when you're drawing something, you know it's going to be animated, right? You know you're going to take this guy and you're going to build tons of frames for him of him moving, doing his thing.
Yes.
I mean, how does that influence the design when you start or when you come up with a design like this as like the very baseline?
Well, I know that's actually kind of how Owen got his color scheme. He had to be simple enough for me to animate a million times over because I knew he's going to have a million frames or animations. But for him, for the scribe, our little buddy right here, he is going to have less animations just by default. He's not a playable character. He's going to be in one spot. He may have some gestures, but this allows me to be either more detailed.
Does that mean we're never going to see him take out that spear of his and go to town on somebody?
I mean, time will tell. Who knows? Maybe he has... Who knows? Maybe we do see him in action. We don't know yet. But it's still... Even so, that means it becomes like a cinematic scene, and I can do 1, 2, maybe 3 things. 1, I can get more detail. 2, I can get more intricate animations. Or 3, both.
So Astrologer says, Naruto animation, Pain's fight was the path of pain.
Oh, man. I know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about.
There's this... Are you talking about the... Ace, are you talking about that face, the infamous pain face? There's a term in animation called smear frames, or I think it's smear frames. Essentially, in animation, to sell like quick movement, you can do a few things. So you can get your ball here to here. You can have it reach here in very less a few frames. That's quick. To sell the motion, you would add a smear frame like that. So this is a smear frame, or you can do a stretch frame. So you would have this, and then you would have this second frame be this long piece like that of it stretched, and then you hit here. This one animation of this face, I wish I could bring it up.
Astrologer says, yeah, pretty much, smear frames.
Wonderful. Share screen. It's over here. Great. Pain face. Oh, no. Naruto. Pain face. Naruto. Pain face. Yeah, here. It's like, this is the one. Right here.
Yeah, bring it over to the screen.
Here it goes. Oh. Why can't I get it over here?
Oh, it might be underneath.
Oh, it might be. Oh, I can't get it. Well, actually, I can copy this. Copy image. File. How do I? There we go. File. New. Paste. Command V. This one right in the middle.
Jesus Christ. So
you'll see, like, this was like and also you'll notice no triple shading. It's all solids. As I was talking about before, there's like a highlight here. But this was a very fluid fight. It was very stylized, and to show him like moving at insane speeds, his like body warped. It's pretty gnarly.
That's freaky deaky, man.
Yeah.
Astrologer like that.
Okay. I'm digging this so far.
He says it's sad that one of the best fights in Naruto was done like that.
I know. It's not exactly what I was anticipating.
Can you give me a little primer on Naruto? What is that about?
Oh my god.
In 50 words or less.
Okay.
For the people out there who haven't watched it, what is Naruto?
Naruto is.
All I know about Naruto is the run, right? Is that like a silly run where the arms are behind?
It's unfortunate that that's what, like, that's the Naruto run. That's kind of more the like ninja run. They maybe made it. They made it famous or infamous, but Naruto is. Oh my god, I need help with the chat on this one. How do you boil down Naruto? It's about ninjas. They do ninjutsus. They have chakras. It's kind of like their mana. Um, it's a big story. I can't boil it down.
Who's the protagonist? Who's the main character?
Naruto.
Astrologer says Nezuko copied Naruto with that run.
Oh, really? Cool.
I don't know who Nezuko is.
I actually don't know that. Is that an anime? My anime prowess kind of ends in mid to late 2000. That was when I was the most fluent in. I'm like a Full Metal. When it was new, it was like Full Metal, Naruto, Cowboy Bebop, very Adult Swim kind of stuff.
I watched like the first
Trigun,
episode of
Inuyasha.
Full Metal Alchemist, probably Brotherhood, I think it was.
Yeah, that's the newer. That's the more book or manga accurate depiction.
There was, I mean, there was cool stuff in there. It's just like kind of marred by like how complicated the world building was. Just never grabbed me.
It's one of my favorites. But
Nezuko is from Demon Hunter, he says.
Demon. Oh, right. I watched Demon Hunter. I really like Demon Hunter. It's like how do I put this?
What's it? Naruto or Nezuko or
Demon Hunter. To me, it was like a return to form. Like the reason I kind of stopped watching anime is because I was getting a little bit. Either I just wasn't really liking the direction a lot of anime was going. It just kind
What do you mean, the direction?
It was almost playing into all the tropes that gives anime kind of a bad rap, in my opinion. Everyone was doing it. I'm looking.
What are those tropes? Like the art
at
style? Or?
Sword Art Online. I am not a fan of Sword Art Online. Tropes like
the giant mouths.
Like everything is super emotional and it's like
exaggerated.
Like so exaggerated and like power of friendship and like I feel there's a term for it, but like you're kind of what's it called, Mary Sue stuff where like the main hero, everybody loves the main hero.
Oh, and they're like so powerful.
They're so powerful, and then like the power scaling's all.
Is there
weird.
nothing that like sort of like plays with that trope where like the main character is sort of like less powerful or like?
Yes.
I mean, animes that I've seen, like, what do you call it? Evangelion.
Oh, yes.
Where the main character is sort of like, he's not great at what he does, like, because he's so new.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's a great one that plays with the tropes of the hero being like, you know, everybody loves the hero. He's really good. He's really strong because, what's his Shinji? Shinji's kind of like a little whelp. He can't do anything. The
astrologer thing, it says I think he's referring to the power of friendship.
Yeah.
And lots of Deus Ex Machina moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what kind of bothers me. And like I don't pretend to know more than I do about things like Dragon Ball Z, but like it's always, you know, from what I've gathered, it's kind of like the hero gets put in a position where he's being bested by the adversary, and then he reveals some hitherto unknown, deeper power where...
Or he unlocks a latent power he had no idea he had.
Right, exactly. And that's what ends up overcoming the adversary instead of something that's already built in.
Usually accompanied by a new form, a new transformation.
More hair, bigger hair, more spiky hair.
DBZ, they're kind of the grandfather. It's like it wasn't... At least I don't think it was as much of a trope when they were doing it, but then everyone copied them, and then even DBZ started to do it a little too much.
Because there was like,
Like
There's
Super
this-
Saiyan 3 is such a waste of time.
Because the idea of Super Saiyan is like he goes like berserk, right? And he like gets super powerful.
Originally,
And then there's different levels of Super Saiyan where there's Super Saiyan.
yeah.
I guess Super Saiyan is 1, right? And there's Super Saiyan 2 and 3, or is there Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3?
Jesus Christ. There is Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3.
So the Super Saiyan 1 is just Super Saiyan, though, right?
There's also Super Saiyan like there's
Just don't say X. Super Saiyan X.
there are so many levels of Super Saiyan. I can't even remember them all.
Israeler just says, if you want a good modern anime, Psycho-Pass. Season
I've
1
heard
and
good
2.
things about Psycho-Pass.
He says season 2 is not as good, but still good. And he says, as he's grown, he's liked compact animes, less episodes, more thrilling stories.
Yes, I agree with that. That's why I love Cowboy Bebop is a classic, and it's a classic for a reason.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that. He says he's seen anime from all eras, from Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal to Captain Tsubasa, Hungry Heart to Psycho-Pass, Noragami, Oregaru.
Yeah, see, I don't know all of those, but I do know a few.
I remember watching Bleach, like, randomly.
Bleach had so much potential, and then
We were just, it was me and Jesse. We were just watching it and just absolutely, like,
Astonished.
roasting it as we watched it. Because it was just so, it was like a random episode that was airing. And, like, the setup was nothing. And it's so complicated what's going on.
yes,
And there's just, it's completely inscrutable. No attempt to, like, bring in,
new people.
yeah.
I mean, it's like we were saying before. It's really hard. Those storylines, because they're translated from a manga, they're not going to be able to pick up where they left off.
Like, it assumes you've tuned into every single episode
Yeah.
with no, like,
I
no
mean,
sort of explanation.
Yeah.
Astrologer says, "Oh man, Bleach! Chide Kubo is freaking brilliant with his art in Bleach.
Yeah.
The art was nice. I mean, no complaints about
his
the art.
character design and his fashion is top notch.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's less about the art of it. It's more about like the storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, I can get that. Also, if you didn't get, I mean, I don't know. I think if you didn't get into anime and accept its, for lack of a better term, tropes or just like shorthand as a younger kid, when you're kind of a little bit more edgelordy, it's hard to like get into the bulk of anime when you're older, unless you're watching more, adult-oriented anime. Like, I would recommend you Cowboy Bebop. I would recommend Samurai Champloo. What's it called? Fooly Cooly is great. Trigun's pretty good. Oh, for movies, fucking Vampire Hunter D, the 19-something one. X, I think. I forget.
See, I have heard of the Vampire Hunter thing.
That is so
I have heard
good.
of that. That definitely.
Dude.
That was culture. It was like culturally adjacent enough to me that I've heard of it. But like everything else you just said was complete gibberish.
Yeah, that show. I love that movie. I found that when I was in college. We had this kind of college server. I don't know if you guys had one like that, but we had like a bunch of free movies and stuff.
No, we had to go to the library.
Well, we had, it was like DC++ or something, but it was basically a shared network where everyone would just put all their stuff up and you can share, like download everybody's everything. And I found that movie in somebody's folder, and I was just, putting movies on the background while I was doing Architecture Studio, and that popped up, and I just stopped what I was doing and watched it. It was so good.
Astrologer says, to be honest, it's Shunen Jump's fault. Any upcoming artist, if they take the artist up, you can expect them to use the same tropes. That's why Tide Kubo had a fallout and had to cut short the manga.
He's right. I remember I've seen some articles and videos about that. Like, it's one of those like, we know what works, so don't not do what works. Oh, another great one I love is a Hunter x Hunter. That's a really good one.
Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, or Hunter x Hunter. It's
what a name.
It's pretty great. I really like it. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good.
Astrologer approves. He says classic.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Sketchman says, what would you say have been your favorite anime movies?
Anime movies. I mean, almost everything from Studio Ghibli. Not everything. I'm not.
You got like Akira though, there too, right?
Akira's in there. I really love Akira. I think I love it more for its like pinnacle of artwork, and it was such a momentous. Like what they did is such an impressive feat. But like as a movie, and even like the character style, I'm not a huge fan of the character style, and the movie is a little bit of a slow burn for a while. Like I don't think it is a perfect movie, but as an animation piece of
there
history,
is like that middle bit that's a little bit. It goes kind of off the rails a little bit, but the ending is fantastic.
Yeah, like for like what it does right. Does
yeah, like
right.
The beginning is really tight, and then it kind of goes off the rails, but then it gets back on the rails.
Right.
I mean, when what's the guy, the kid Tetsuo, when he starts to absolutely go, ape shit. Like it's powerful stuff. I mean, and it's more about like the character and like his transformation.
Yeah,
it's like the metaphor more than like the the power creep for its own sake.
Yes, again, yeah, 100%. The story kind of like in Dark Souls where story and action and power, like it all in metaphor, it all kind of ties in holistically and not just like feature of the week, like enemy baddie of the chapter or whatever.
Astrologer says, also I love a silent voice.
I never saw a silent voice.
You might hate me for this, he says, but your name feels severely overrated.
My name?
Your name.
Your name. Oh, I've been meaning to see that one. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, I really fell off the anime train. The most recent stuff I've watched is probably Demon Hunter. I saw the Train movie.
Sketchman says, you're not far off from the truth there. A Silent Voice is a wonderful movie too.
Cool. But other great movies. I mean, of course, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away.
Oh, what about Little Nemo, man?
Oh, I have a soft spot.
Is that anime? Do you count that as anime?
I do count that as. It's made from a Japanese.
Because that's something I watched over and over and over again as a kid.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for that. It was one of those videos I found My Neighbor Totoro, and I found that, and I rented that over and over.
Oh, like we had the VHS of Little Nemo, and I must have watched that 100 times as a kid.
Yeah, it's free on YouTube, by the way. I watched it the other.
They're making a movie of it on Netflix.
Really?
With Jason Momoa as Flip.
Get the fuck
and
out of here.
And it's gender swap. It's Nima.
What?
Like a girl called Nima.
All right.
I mean that doesn't matter to me.
Fine, whatever.
Like, but I think it's. I'm stoked.
I mean, I hope it's good. I do. Their track record with anime and adaptations are not great.
Oh, you're talking about Cowboy Bebop?
I'm talking about Cowboy Bebop. I'm talking about Death Note. Godzilla. I don't know. I didn't like.
Have you seen Shin Godzilla?
I have not. I want to.
Oh, Shin Godzilla is so good.
That's what I hear.
It's like the best, big monster movie I think of the last probably 20 years. I mean, it's like it's almost like a procedural, where it's like about the government responding to like a natural disaster, but the natural disaster is Godzilla.
Yeah, it's way more in line of like the original.
It reminded me a lot of something like United 93, the Paul Greengrass movie about 9/11, where it's like about like how the bureaucracies and emergency services respond to an event like that. Right. But of course, Godzilla is fictional.
Yeah, I've heard that same assessment, and I would really like to see that movie. He's the same guy that did oh my god, we just were talking Neon Genesis Evangelion.
So Astrologer says, to be honest, it feels like pandering the way you're describing it. Finding Nemo.
I know. I don't know.
Or Little Nemo, I guess it would be.
I just don't see.
It's Finding Nemo is the fish movie.
Yeah.
Little Nemo is the anime about dreams, flying beds.
Yeah, Icarus.
Icarus, yeah, the flying squirrel.
I just don't see why. I don't.
Why you would gender swap it?
Yeah, just why.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It doesn't bother me.
It's not that it's not that what bothers me. It's just why. It feels like he said pandering. It just feels why do you do that? Is it for market? Is it for numbers? Because it's not what the guy intended.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be like it doesn't matter what his or her gender is.
No,
like for the story.
But if it doesn't matter, then why change it?
Well, if it doesn't matter, then why not have it be like a less represented group being represented?
I don't know, man. I guess I'm a purist. I just like things to be represented as the creator intended.
Yeah, I mean it's based off of a comic strip. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that movie really began my love affair with like airships.
Yeah, the dirigible.
Yeah, dirigible, which is a word that no one uses anymore. I mean, it's a fucking blimp.
Yeah.
Everyone says blimp or airship now, but the dirigible is like a word that entered my vocabulary from that movie 100%. Entirely. Yeah. And it might be pandering. It might just be like a diversity kind of thing, but it doesn't bother me.
I mean, if it's good, great. I don't get why.
I think Jason Momoa as Flip.
That's an interesting casting choice.
Yeah, because he's got like horns. Like
Wait,
he's like a satyr.
Interesting. They're taking a lot of creative liberties, apparently.
Right.
All right.
But it could be good. I'm reserving judgment.
I mean, I hope it's good. I want to watch things that are good. I don't not want to watch good things.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, like they hear something's being changed, and they want to hate it. They want it to be bad, so that justifies their preconceptions about, like, oh, this ought to be bad because it's changing the thing that I like. Yeah. Like I want it to be good, whether it's Nemo or Nema or whatever.
Because if I were in the boardroom and I was at the round table or whatever, and they were pitching ideas, I would just be like, "Why? I want to know the reason why."
But if the executive says, could Nemo be a little girl instead of a little boy?
She could.
You could be like, yeah, yeah, I guess it could be.
It's no longer the thing you were making. It's a new thing. At that point, it's like, can Frodo be...
Froda?
Froda? Can Froda... Can it be, I don't know, a Chihuahua from San Francisco? I mean, why not? It can be whatever we want it to be. It is no longer the Hobbit.
That's true, I guess. But, like, would Lord of the Rings be substantially changed if Frodo was a girl instead of a boy?
Yeah, it would take them a little bit... It might take them a little bit longer to get to Mordor.
What? On what basis? That girls can't walk as far as guys?
No.
I don't think you want to take that position.
No, not at all. I'm trying to make an off-color joke. Oh, man. Are we going the right way? Well, maybe, know what? Maybe they'd get there sooner. They'd ask for directions. So fuck me. It should be Frodo and Samantha.
Well, they kind of do ask for directions, right? They ask Gollum for directions. He guides them.
That's true. What do I know? I'm just some guy. I'm just like some guy talking shit. That. All right, cool. Okay, I like that. Do we like this curve? Chat, do we like this curve right here? I like this curve. It looks like he's kind of... This curve... Doesn't this shoulder look like it's being pushed back, and this one's... And this one's coming forward a little bit? Motherfucker. I'm using not my computer.
Sketchman says it would change the story a bit. Doing so would create a parallel universe where something about it is different.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, man.
But that's the nature of adaptation. I mean, even with Peter Jackson, what he did with Lord of the Rings is fundamentally different than what Tolkien wrote and intended.
I agree. However, I would say he had a more commendable attempt to keep most of the characters intact of what they were supposed to be in the book.
But he had
not all of them.
Right, but he had no compunction about just absolutely omitting things that...
I mean, when you have a time frame, like a movie...
No, of course, you have limitations with the movie. You have budget, you have...
Like an hour
and every additional character is a salary you have to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this the other day, the Tom Bombadil, where, without Tom Bombadil in it at all, is Lord of the Rings the same story? And it kind of is.
Kind of.
But, without, the jaunt into the Barrow with all the undead things,
I mean, if I'm to be consistent and a purist, Tom Bombadil should have been in there. But, it's a different medium. That's like a whole other argument.
Yeah, I mean, if it stops a story in its tracks, they'll go do a Tom Bombadil aside. But they didn't even film it. It's not even in the extended edition. They never even tried to do Tom Bombadil.
They looked at that chapter and just went, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sketchman says, it's true that some people may not like the idea of changing something at first, but you have to create a good excuse to do it and have it be justified.
I agree.
Even if some people don't like it at first. It happens all the time when something gets adapted or remade in another person's image. I agree with that entirely.
I agree entirely. That's why I keep saying, tell me why. I want to know why. Give me a good reason why, and I'll shut the fuck up.
But why not have Tom Bombadil in Lord of the Rings?
Because it would have ground the movie to a halt.
But but that's sort of a specious argument. Could they have done it in such a way that it would have worked?
They may not have had the time or resources to find out.
Right, but that's less of... I'm just
giving reasons.
No, of course. I just think that, adaptation, taking a book where you can just put whatever the fuck you want into it, a page is cheap, right? So you can write it as much as you want and have all the detail you want and all the characters you want. And...
Oop.
But when you start making a movie, you have budget, you have, salaries to pay, you have a certain amount of days to shoot. And
all of that, but also, in a book, I mean, I'm not a writer, I could be completely wrong. However, I think with a book, time, the variable of time has less weight, where in a movie you literally have to...
No, of course. If you're a writer, you can write a scene, and the scene can take, 2 or 3 pages. But if it's a whole new location with whole new characters, it means you have to build that set, you have to cast those characters, you have to pay those actors, you have to audition, you have to rehearse, and that takes time, it takes money. I mean, you look at something like Game of Thrones.
Oh, Jesus.
Not to get, into that rabbit hole, but
You guys want to have an argument that we had 3 years ago?
But Game of Thrones, they at least the first 4 seasons, where they were still kind of following the books.
Is when I liked it.
They omitted a lot of shit. Yeah. And they added some stuff, too.
Yeah. I mean, Lady Stoneheart, or Stonewall? What the fuck? Stoneheart.
Yeah, Lady Stoneheart was gone. But they added things like the Tywin and Arya.
Her Padawan ship or whatever that was.
Well, no. The whole. Her being the cupbearer to Tywin. All of those scenes were completely, not in the books, of course, and they were created by the showrunners. And those were good scenes. They worked.
Yeah. again is I just want to know why. Give me a good reason why. And if it's a good reason, then yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
the reason is to have stuff for Maisie Williams and Charles Dance to do when in the books they were sort of like out of commission for those chapters.
Right.
I mean, and then you have like the rest of the show where they were sort of going off on their own ideas and like omitting huge amounts of.
Are we talking still in season 4?
Well, from kind of no, from season 5 onward, because
yes. Okay.
you have like Tyrion, for instance, when he goes across the sea, and in the show he basically gets to Daenerys pretty quick, or gets to Meereen pretty quick.
Right.
In the show, I mean, in the books rather,
okay.
he encounters like half a dozen completely new characters, and introduces a whole new plot line of this other Targaryen that may or may not be Aegon, who's Aerys's son, who may or may not have like a real claim to the Iron Throne. Well, and that shit was just completely thrown away. John Connington, Aegon, the Septa, all the people with them, completely thrown away.
What's the point you're getting at?
My point is, like, they started to pick and choose with a lot more judiciousness and with a lot more readiness. They just threw shit away that to them didn't end up mattering in the show.
Right.
And the same thing with Dorne. I mean, the Dorne storyline was sort of brought up and then sort of abandoned within a couple seasons.
Oh, is that snakes?
Yeah, the Sand Snakes.
Yeah,
but like the Sand Snakes were just sort of like a part of it, where it they were sort of the tip of the iceberg for the Dorne storyline, which has a lot more characters that aren't in the show at all. There's Quentin, who goes to meet Daenerys, who's not in the show at all. There's Elaine, who's not in the show at all. And to read the books, they're going to have a lot more import in the way things go down. I mean, if we ever get any more books.
I don't care about Game of Thrones anymore.
Fair enough.
I'm over it. I wish I wasn't. I loved it, but over it.
But like,
do we like the snows? I like the snows. Do we like the color? I think this is too red. I want. Oh, that's why. Because it should be this one. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, it does look good.
Awesome. Maybe, whoop, nope. Maybe one more right there.
Sketchman says, speaking of books, he's been catching up on some reading lately.
Yeah, what you reading, bud?
What have you been reading, man? Tell us. I just think the Game of Thrones is a very illustrative example of what an adaptation can do when it goes completely off the rails. Like Peter Jackson was, I mean, Lord of the Rings is like the definitive adaptation of those books. For all the things they omit and change, like watching those movies and then going to read the books is not going to be a radically different experience. Game of Thrones went a completely different way with it, where it just went completely in its own direction.
No, I like them like that.
Sketchman says, I finished reading a couple of graphic novels like Pepper Page Saves the Universe, Lon Chaney Speaks, and Aster and the Accidental Magic.
I have not heard of any of those.
Any of those. Tell us about them.
Yeah, or tell us about your favorite one first.
Yeah. Tell us what you liked and what you liked about it. How do you feel about this guy so far?
I like him. I like him a lot. I like him very much. And then we need this color. Oh wait, Not on the head. Not on the head. New layer. I think we'll put this on fluff for now. Now I need a new layer for fluff under the head. Oop. Scoop. New layer. Bring it down. This will be called neck fluff. Let's do some of this right now. Bum, bum, bum. He is coming along. He's like kind of almost exactly what was in my brain is coming out, and I am about it. I need to fill continuous, refer to visible layers.
Okay, I think he's talking about Pepper Saves the Universe.
Cool.
I'm going to read it to you. The year is 2421.
Ooh.
Awkward and shy, Pepper buries herself in the universe of the classic fictional superhero Supernova to avoid dealing with the perils of the 9th grade. But then fate intervenes when Pepper encounters a strange cat named Mr. McKittens, of course,
I love that.
and stumbles into a volatile science experiment run by a sinister substitute teacher named Dr. Killian.
Jeez.
Pepper is flung into another dimension,
Love it.
bringing her face to face with an order of cosmic beings who declare her to be the steward of the great power, champion of harmony in the universe, protector of the worlds past and present.
Cool.
Now, in the 21st century, Pepper finds that she herself is the real supernova. But as Pepper soon learns, escapist fantasy and reality are two different things. And what he liked about it is that the art style was neat, and the aspects of the teenage girl becoming a superhero like the one she loves is something that seems impossible for her to be if she was to let go of her fears and embrace her inner hero.
Cool. I really like his synapses.
It's kind of like Artorias in Dark Souls, right? Where you have, like, you hear about Artorias and all of his exploits and conquests, and then you go back in time and it turns out that you did all those things.
Oh, right.
And you're kind of the hero, and Artorias is sort of like, not a fraud, but like corrupted and not exactly like the hero everybody believes him to be.
Well, he was. He just they stopped the story, right? Like they stopped telling the story after. Like he was a hero. Like he still did all those heroic things.
No, but they said that he like defeated Manus and all that stuff.
Oh.
But that's stuff that you do.
Oh. So he was defeated and they think it was him. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that story sounds really cool. It actually reminds me a little bit of The Cat Returns, I think. I don't know why. It was a Studio Ghibli movie. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's sitting there. Oh, right. He's not wearing gloves, though. Let's give him some skin. Give me some skin. Maybe we're doing this one.
Oh, so Lon Chaney speaks. He says,
Hi, Lon Chaney.
a stunning graphic debut. The life of the legendary silent film actor Lon Chaney, the original Phantom of the Opera and Hunchback of Notre Dame, as imagined by an artist whose work recalls the style and skill of early-era New Yorker cartoonists. From the artist. No one will ever love me. I believe it was the near-universal fear that made Lon Chaney's characters continue to resonate with us today. On their surface, most of them are distinctly unlikable. They are monsters, outcasts, criminals. But through his unique magic, Chaney makes them empathetic. He pioneered the craft of makeup artist long before the term ever existed, and he used his expertise to hide himself from public view. What if nobody loved him?
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
I like it. I dig it. I wish I got more time to read. Especially
I mean, all your time is sort of...
kind of preoccupied. But I love me some graphic novels.
So he says, Sketchman says, Lon Chaney Speaks is a fascinating graphic novel where you get to read a story about an actor who's never had a lot of interviews and stuff being mentioned about him. Putting together bits and pieces of his life and career makes for a compelling story about a man who is searching for a way to love himself.
Wow. That sounds pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. Is that the color? Let's just do this one.
Astrologer came back in. Oh boy, I left for a bit and missed a lot. We're just talking about, manga that we've read and, books that we've read recently and inspired us, got us thinking. And we're getting further along in the design of this fellow here, the scribe.
Right here. What am I doing here? I want this. That's that color. I want to try using this color.
Oh, so we have a description for Aster too. In her new home, Aster meets a mysterious old woman with a herd of dogs who gives her a canine companion of her own. But when she and her dog Buzz are adventuring in the forest, they run into a trickster spirit who gives Aster 3 wishes. After wishing for the ability to understand and talk to her dog, she becomes only able to talk in dog language. The trouble she gets to is just startling.
All right. I mean, who has not wanted to be able to talk to dogs?
I mean, we got a dog about actually exactly 3 weeks ago since we got our dog. And I would love to know what's going on in her head.
That noggin of theirs.
Like she is, I mean, you can tell she's smart. You can tell that she understands things. But like being able to communicate like one-to-one with her would be absolutely incredible.
Pretty awesome.
Astrologer says, this chat is so chill. I'm glad to be here.
Hey!
Discussing getting inside the head of the dev.
Dude, I'm glad you're here, man. Seriously. Otherwise, I have to talk to Aaron all day.
Well, shit, man. Sketchman says...
Tell me how you really feel.
Sketchman says, Aster is part of an ongoing graphic novel series. I enjoyed reading them about the main protagonist and how she comes in to embrace the fantasy around her while missing her life in the city. The writing is good, the art looks neat, and the characters have a lot of depth to them in over 200 pages in one volume.
Nice.
Astrologer says, Full Metal is the reason dog language can be a scary prospect.
Oh, dude.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
You don't want to know what that means, bro.
I kind of do what it means.
I know he's chuckling. He's like laughing his ass off in his chair or wherever he is right now. How do you boil... Ace, help me out here, man. How do you... Okay. So... There is a point. The way the alchemist works in this world, where like state alchemists are like I don't know, like generals. They're like revered society members. They're very important. And this one state alchemist, the only way you can maintain your your tenure, your
post,
your rank, whatever you want to call it. You have to show results, and he's a scientist. He's like a research guy, and he's
Who's he?
Sorry. This one state alchemist, I forget his name. I think it was the Chimera alchemist. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But he was able to get a beast to speak English or speak human, and that was never done before. And it was such a feat. That's what gave him his state. His tenure. So now his checkup's coming up. He's got to outdo what he did before, and he's freaking out a little bit because he doesn't know what to do. And then what I haven't told you yet is that he has a daughter, and he has a pet. A big dog, and he loves them both, and they're both very cute, and they're made sure to... Everybody loves them. They're really awesome. And the mom died a few years ago, about 5 years ago. The mom died, and what we find out, because Ed goes down to the research area one night, and
Ed's the armor, right?
Ed is the main dude. Yeah, he's the Full Metal. Ed goes down looking for the girl, and he's looking for everyone. He's looking for them for some reason, and he can't find them. And he goes downstairs, and he sees the guy like kind of in a manic state of like, I did it, I was able to do it, and he looks, and there's this dog, and it keeps saying Edward, and it's like big brother is what the girl used to call him, and he realizes that the dad has fused the dog and his daughter together, and that's how he was able to get the animal before to speak, because he did it to his wife.
Oh shit!
And then
that's fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. And so then he's like gone crazy, and he's now fused them, and there's no unfusing them. Like they're there now, and the dog, this new creature runs away, and this other character, Scar, he ends up finding them, and he's like this religious. I don't know what to call it.
Zealot?
A zealot, for lack of a better term. He believes in something very like binary, very black and white. This is how it is at this point in time. And he sees this thing as like an abomination in the eyes of God. And he says, I'll put you out of your misery. Like he's doing this thing a favor. And his thing is like, he basically negates the laws of alchemy. He like has this chaotic, he like can only destroy things. And he touches her, and she just becomes a splat on the wall, and it's pretty fucked up.
That sounds pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it hits you right where it counts.
Astrologer asks, "Wait, so what are your both's roles?"
Both's?
Both.
Oh, both's roles.
What are our roles?
Well, I'm the. I mean. Probably be easier to. Aaron is helping with the writing. He's the LUCID writer, social media liaison.
I'm the scribe, basically.
Oh yeah, you're the scribe, dude.
I'm writing the dialogue for LUCID. My job is really to take Eric's narrative, Eric's world that he's been working on for all this time, and bring it to life in the narrative and the characters. And I'm helping him in lots of other ways. I mean, helping out with social media and outreach and just being an extra hand. But for LUCID, every piece of dialogue you'll read that is spoken by a character will have been written by me. And
then edited
by
me.
Edited and vetted through Eric and stuff like that. But as far as LUCID goes, I am the writer.
Yeah. Fluff. Here we go. I think that's working out. Move this over.
Sketchman says, I have the mangas for Maiden Abyss, Battle Angel Alita, In This Corner of the World, and Blame, which I need to finish this still.
All those sound pretty good. I've been wanting to watch Maiden Abyss. The art style looks fantastic. The concept's really cool, but I haven't read it. I don't know about it. I've only heard things, and I heard that it might, I don't know the word, make some people uncomfortable. There's something about, like, they're very young, and they kind of, I don't know. I only watched a review. But something about the characters are really, really young, and they do stuff that maybe is...
What's it said?
Maiden Abyss.
Maiden Abyss.
I forget the premise. I really do. I remember watching a review. It might have been on Bonsai Pop, but... it looked really interesting. I would like to see it for myself so I can make my own opinion. But that's what I've heard. Geez, I've been just like kind of on autopilot trying to talk and stuff. It's kind of funny to see what my brain does when I'm not really thinking.
Your hands are kind of moving before your brain is?
Yeah, I'm not really...
It looks good.
Hooray! What made me realize this is my layers are... I'm like, what am I doing here? I have to think for a second. I want to fuse... I'm gonna fuse the fluff. I think we're gonna fuse this together. Yeah. This fluff. Actually, what is this? It's over here. Dang it! You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start cutting it up into pieces. We're gonna start cutting up into.
What does that mean?
So, eventually, you're gonna, as you can see, now we're starting to get into some layers. Like this fluff layer, which is your arms.
My arms.
Yeah, your arms. I want it to be fused to the body, but it has to be in front of the head. So the body's down here, the head's up here, and the fluff's up here. So I can't fuse it to the body, otherwise this fluff goes behind the head. And when I'm animating on the head, it's just not gonna look right.
Oh, the head's just going everywhere.
Yeah. So now when cutting up time, I'm thinking ahead when it gets to animation time, and like you want this piece to move on its own, this piece to move on its own. You want to animate and edit. Very clean and organized layers are key, very key, and it's very easy to lose yourself and forget about it. So,
Astrologer says, talking about narrative, I really hope Eric has seen Monster.
Monster. You mean the movie Monster? Like
Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
As Eileen Wuornos, the serial killer? I can't imagine that's what he's talking about.
Is this it?
The anime, he says.
Why? I don't think I have seen. Haven't seen Monster. Let me look. Let me look over here.
With the Doctor and Psycho.
Oh, yes. I think I've. Is this the one where like the guy, like drills a hole in his head? Am I thinking of the right one?
In Nazi Germany.
In Nazi Germany. You know what? I don't think I've seen this one. It sounds like I should. What? What's going on? Here we go. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking about this one where this guy like drills a hole in his head and he can see things.
I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah, cutting up time. Cutting up time. Head is in a good spot. Oh, no, it's not. Apparently, I added something somewhere for fluff. Yeah, see, Aaron, right here. I started getting confused. I put things that should be on the head, on the neck, and it's like time to organize. Let's do this guy. Let's make it not continuous. Let's do this. Cool. And we go back to the head.
Yeah, it looks like it's a manga series.
Can I see the front? Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen this.
The story revolves around Kenzo Tenma, a Japanese surgeon living in Dusseldorf, Germany.
Oh wait. Oh yeah,
whose life enters turmoil after getting himself involved with Johann Liebert, one of his former patients, who's revealed to be a dangerous serial killer.
Can you go down? I think I am. This is the one. What else? Is there anything about drilling a hole in his head? You going down? I think I am. This is the one. Or that'll be different. Psycho Kid grows up. Yeah, doesn't he befriend like a cross-dresser? Or I might be completely on a different manga. But I think he is a kind of an asshole. And yeah, the doctor is kind of an asshole. He ends up saving...
He saves the Psycho Kid, and the Psycho Kid grows up.
Yes, yeah, this is this one. Instead of saving, like, the rich guy, he saves this kid, and the kid grows up to be a psycho. I've only heard of it. Again, I watch a lot of Bonsai Pop. It's kind of like my reading and watching anime vicariously through this review and, like, breakdown channel of anime called Bonsai Pop. And they went over this, and it sounded really interesting.
The Astrologer says, yes, that's the one.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't read it, but I've heard about it, and it sounds really, really cool. I would... if there is an anime, I believe, I would love to watch it. Problem is, if there's no... what's the word? If there's no dub, it's very hard for me to watch subtitles. I prefer subtitles, to be honest with you, but working and having to read is nearly impossible.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I'm kind of blocked into only being able to watch dubs, and if it doesn't have a dub, I can't watch it because I'm always working. What was I doing? Oh yeah, head. Okay, head, good. Fluff wants to go on the body. So we're going to push this down here. Fluff, fluff. Great, great, great. We're going to merge down. We're going to merge down. Now we're going to start cutting up some bodies.
Jesus.
Cutting up some bodies, bro. Now let's make it continuous. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Cutting up an arm, putting it on its own layer.
Astrologer says he can relate. As I grow up, I'd rather have bad dubs than read subs.
Yeah, it's just so hard to have the dedicate time solely to sit down and watch ARM. Hey chat, hey guys, hey friends. Here's an age-old question. I'm making a layer that says it's this ARM's layer. Now, what would everybody do? Is it ARM left because it's my left, or is it ARM his right? I think it should be ARM left. What would you do?
I mean, it's his right arm, so I would say arm right. But I can understand how you'd want to keep it
Like
from your perspective.
I want to read it and know exactly where to look. And not
I'm with you. I mean, it's really just like about what makes more sense to you.
Yeah.
As someone who's managing it.
I would love to hear what they have to say, but I'm going with left. Let me do a pasty. Great. Now we have this guy right here. Cool. Let's do another one. New layer. Arm right.
So Astrologer says arm closed and arm pointy. That's what he would name them.
Oh, look at the big brain on Ace. What are we doing here? We're doing arm
closed, arm pointy.
Yeah, we're doing arm closed, arm pointy.
We taking his advice?
Sure am.
All right.
Arm closed.
Welcome to the team, Ace.
Ace is Matt Black Studios layer namer.
Official layer namer.
Pointy.
Oh, we have Internet Media.
I'm sorry?
I would also name it left. By the way, what's up? It's like a theater question, which is true. It is like a theater question.
Yes,
it stays left and stays right.
I'm sorry, who's our buddy again?
Internet
Media?
Yeah.
Oh, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Astrologer says now he expects the name of the credits.
Dude, I mean, naturally. Come on. For $5.99. No, there's a lot of, I'm almost certain that all these very good, supportive community members are going to be a part of the eventual Kickstarter, which makes me happy because I know everybody that helps with Kickstarter is getting into the freaking credits.
And then Media says, hey dudes, nice to hear you.
Yeah, man. How's it going? How's your night? I'm assuming a night or day. How's your moments going? Let us help locate you on this big old world we're in.
The Astrologer says he's just messing around, but he doesn't know that he's actually going in the credits.
Oh, I'm also messing around. Of course, buddy. I would love to put as many people in the credits as possible. I have this idea of I would love to get in all those fan art contests we've done all those submissions. I would love to figure out a way to get them. I have an idea of where to put them, but logistically, like file size wise, I would love to get them all in the game and be able to credit everyone and put them in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have this idea of having a library in the world where like Owen runs in, and if you talk to some kids or people reading books or just throughout the place, or read books of your own, you'll like open up a page and you like can flip through a few fan arts here and there. Talk to like maybe like the winners if they have NPCs who are reading it and they go, look at this great piece of art I found, and it's one of the finalists or something. But it's a pipe dream right now in the sense that I hope I can do that.
Ignorant Media says he's doing excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's night for him because he's EST like us.
Hey.
And Astrologer says, just trying to participate as much as I can.
Love it.
Also, possibly my social anxiety, where I like discussions with less people.
Oh, dude, you and me both, man.
But Ignorant Media says that's a wicked idea.
Yeah, you like that, man? I really hope I can figure it out. I can't say it's official just because I can't look that far ahead.
He says it's great Easter eggs for those who
Exactly. Like remember, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like a Link to the Past. I think it's called the Chris Houlihan Room, where some kid in Nintendo Power won a contest, and there's like a way, like they put his name in the game, and there's like a secret room that you can get to with his name and stuff.
Well, isn't that like the earliest Easter egg?
I don't know if it's the earliest, but it's one of them.
No, not that one. Like, I forget what game it was. Like, it's like an 8-bit game, like way in the beginning where you could get like a secret room that showed like the developers' names in it. I forget what game it was.
Is it Labyrinth or something, or
maybe
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
It could be E.T. for all I know.
I doubt it, but maybe. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Guys? Okay. I like the proportions.
The astrologer says, "Oh yeah, I won the raffle. If you remember."
Yes.
You are one of the raffle winners.
Yes, that's something we need to do. Actually, perhaps even this weekend. I have to get to Staples and print them. Send
them out. Yeah.
Yes, getting to Staples, oddly enough, is harder than it sounds.
In the media is talking about the Legend of Zelda thing. Said yes, full of rupees too. The Microsoft Hall of Devs.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to do stuff like that. It's so hard. I didn't realize this until later. I like watching YouTube videos, watching other creators, and they always say thank you, and it would always fall on deaf ears. Like, of course you're gonna say thank you. Like, they're your bread and butter, if you will. And once I became a creator myself, trying to express your gratitude through the screen is so difficult. Like, to feel very genuine and have it be known you're being very genuinely grateful, so difficult. But having support like all you guys and being here and hanging out talking to us, it seriously means the world. It helps validate my decision of leaving my job and going for it. It really means a lot.
Sketchman asks, what retro gaming console have been your favorites to play growing up?
Ooh, easy. Hands down, Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, yeah, for both of us, I think.
I love that system.
I mean, I'll never forget blowing on those cartridges, making them go. What were your favorite Super Nintendo games? Besides Super Metroid?
Besides Super Metroid, Mega Man X. Hands down.
Oh yeah. Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country. I'm a big fan of 2.
Chrono Trigger, of course.
Chrono Trigger. Of course, Super Metroid. Mario RPG. Legend of the Seven Stars.
You ever played Joe and Mac?
I did. Joe and Mac's fantastic.
Oh my God, Joe and Mac.
Wait, in that same vein, do you remember Goof Troop?
No.
You didn't play Goof Troop, bro?
You ever play Plock?
No, I haven't played Block.
It's the guy who he sends out his limbs as projectiles. Ew. He's trying to get his flag back.
Ew. Gross. Thank you.
Yeah, it was gross.
I hate it.
What else was great on the Super Nintendo?
I
mean, Mario.
Super Mario is just fantastic.
Mario All Stars.
Yeah, it is. It's good. To me, that's just like NES, the NES Marios on Super Nintendo, but
Super Mario World.
That's what I'm talking. That's more my
my
speed.
That was pretty fucking fantastic.
Remember
did you ever go to Blockbuster and rent games?
Yeah, I did.
Did you guys rent games? Are you guys old enough
games?
to have rented games from Blockbuster that you played for the weekend, and then you had to return them, and your save was on the cartridge.
Yep.
So like,
I remember renting my first game that needed a memory card, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? I can't save. I have to buy something to save. This is bullshit."
But I remember like Altered Beast,
Oh, is that
like the
Super
Gargoyles
Nintendo?
game.
Oh yeah.
Mario Paint.
Oh
Yes,
man.
Mario Paint.
That
Did
was
you
a
play
good one.
Mario Paint? You have
Yeah,
that?
I didn't have it, but I remember playing it.
Oh my god, that was I just reading the words Mario Paint brings that music back.
It makes a joy.
Remember that music?
No, I
Like
didn't play it enough.
do 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 do.
I did not play it enough.
Oh man, I remember the
I don't know what to do with it. You know, I'm gonna-
the mini games where you had to like splat the bugs.
I'm starting
with
to think
the,
you played way more Mario Paint than I did. I just remember painting in Mario Paint.
I was a kid, man. You play what you have.
Oh, so you had it?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were talking renting.
Oh no, we definitely
Oop.
we definitely owned Mario Paint with like the mouse and the plastic
that's
mouse
nice.
the plastic mouse pad.
Yes,
We had the Super Scope too.
I had Super Scope.
Super
What
Scope.
was it? Super Scope
Super
6 or
6.
something like that? Yeah, I had that.
I don't
Did
know
you
what
play
I don't,
Yoshi Safari?
no.
Dude.
I don't know what happens to Super Scope 1 through 5, but Super Scope
Scope
6 was a fucking jam.
Yeah, I really my dad and I used to play that a lot. He loved the gun thing. Oh, it's a different color. Oh, awesome. I thought these were the same colors.
Oh, Media remembers the Fly Swatter game. That thing was incredible.
Awesome. Look at that. I don't know about you guys, but there's a few things when I'm doing art. Like growing up, there were a few things that just made me like scratched a brain itch. I don't know if you guys remember if this makes any sense, but let's say you have an outline of anything you're drawing as a kid, and you have a Sharpie, and just doing. Oh wait, what's going on? Yes. If you have a Sharpie and just doing this and watching it like slowly fill and then over here like dries as you're going, this may not make any sense to anybody, but that was such like a like perfect GIF fitting into stuff. Felt so good. I bring it up because the closest thing to it nowadays is when I do some shading and it just looks really good.
Oh yeah, that shading does look good.
Oh god, I love that. It feels so good.
Media says, "I hear you, man."
Yeah.
And Astrologer says, like, OCD satisfying.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh,
I'm just thinking about Mario Paint now. That brings me back.
we should stream
Like
Mario.
like the music, making the music for your scenes,
Yes.
where like you put the
I have seen that.
the sounds like in like the music.
Dude, that was like I was big into Ableton for a while. Like I used to make music on the reg, and that what you're describing is essentially it was like very early MIDI manipulation.
And of course now you can like on YouTube watch people like do fucking symphonies
Yes.
in Mario sounds from Mario Paint.
Yes. I'm running into a color conundrum, friends.
And the media says, "Yeah, man, I swear it started my journey through music making."
Yeah,
There.
yeah, totally. It makes a lot of sense. Like moving little MIDI notes up and down and on instruments, it's pretty much Ableton. This is a conundrum I love running into, and by love I mean hate. Like this color palette that I do like is really not going to work with hands that are the same colors. So I need to figure out. So
explain what the problem is.
okay, so this color. Before I go, I have a palette. This is a palette I use. Every piece of art post is using this palette.
And he was very insistent about using this palette.
Yes. It creates a cohesive look. It makes sure all this works together. It's very complementary. So I very, very, very much try to maintain these colors and not break them. There are very few fringe cases where I'll add like I'll go here and maybe do this or something. Very, very few and far between. So because of that, I've limited myself, but limitations breed creativity. Am I right?
Through adversity.
Yes. To the point, I've now reached the skin tone and the shading of this fluff are the same color. So the only thing separating them is the shadow. And if you look up here, it's right. These are the three colors we're working with. We got 1, we've got 2. Oh, not even. What's it not doing it? All layers. Pump, pump. Oh, they're the same color, doy. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. All right next to each other. And these two are the same color. So now I have to figure out how do I blend these without breaking it. And I'm not quite sure how just yet. It may be that we do a hue shift. We might go into the pinks. Instead of using outlines with that, we use our hue shift pink. That might still work with the outline on the far. Don't know yet, guys. Don't know. This is going to take a little bit of trial and error, so I hope you're ready for it. I don't know. What else you got, man? What else do you have entertaining while I try to figure out this nonsense?
Me?
Yeah. You entertain the friends. I'm going to do stuff that's not very fun to watch for a little bit.
What inspired you to create this palette? I mean, it seems pretty limiting, and
I didn't create this palette. I found it on, I think, LUCID. I found it somewhere a long time ago.
But it's like is it like a rules is made to be broken kind of thing?
Maybe it might be at that time, unless I can find a creative solution. But it was a palette that seems to really work, and I really like the vibrant colors, and everything works together. It's harmonious. But we shall see. Might be able to figure something out. Let's see here. Am I right? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Does anybody else? Are there any other fellow I'm pretty sure there are fellow pixel artists. I know that we have in it. I know he loves his greens. He's talking about limited palettes. He does a lot of really cool work with a very limited palette. So I kind of like that. Don't like how close these two are. If we just...
Idn't wants to know what the palette's called.
I don't know.
He doesn't know?
I don't know. I'm really bad. I'm sorry. I wish I did. It was such a long time ago.
He wants to know, do we follow the pixel artist Penis B Mike? Penis B Mike?
Oh. I know who you're talking about. Hearing it read out loud is hilarious. Yes, we're friends. We're friends on Instagram.
How do you pronounce it?
I think it's Pen is USB Mike.
Pen USB Mike?
I don't...
Pen USB Mike.
I don't know how you say it out loud. However, he's a cool dude. He's a really good pixel artist. He's a good supportive friend. Everybody go check him out. He's got really cool creative characters. Who also has a pretty cool palette. I think he might have been using something.
Penis B Mike.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty funny.
Do I just...
That's an unfortunate name.
I mean, he chose it.
It's true. It's still unfortunate.
You just go up here. No. No. Does he wear mittens? No. He can also just hue shift everything down one. No. Welcome to my process, friends.
He's wearing black hands.
Yeah. No.
And the media is like, I hopped in the stream and everyone was calling him USB, and it was like, oh.
Oh. So is that what he goes by? USB? Man, I'm just
gonna keep calling him Penis B Mike.
Penis B Mike? Penis B Miken. Is it that simple? Oh, maybe. Okay. Okay, maybe it's this. Okay. Looking at the most so far. I do like that the most so far. Pop, pop, pop. A bit more huge. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Where's this at? Maybe drop down a color. Do this. Okay. Almost.
You got something?
We're getting there. We're getting there. I like this line a little bit better, a little bit more now. Okay. 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 This might be a circle back situation. I'm really ironing out at another time, but I'm getting closer. Getting closer. It's amazing what just one pixel will do. It totally changes the shape of the thing you're trying to draw.
Astrologer says, I like how all of this comes around in a circle. My first conversation with him was him liking Biogun, a project I'm helping him in marketing with.
Oh, cool.
And now I'm working with a game developer whose inspiration is Penis B Mike.
Awesome. Penis B Mike.
Which is how I'm going to pronounce it every time.
I know.
You don't tee me up like that.
I mean, he was asking for it.
He's asking for the penis.
He was asking for the penis. You don't name yourself that and not expect it.
I mean, he had to have seen it. You know, when he signed up for it, I mean, like he has to see the penis.
If he showed it to his friends and they said, "Yeah, that's fine," it's on them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A little bit more breaks. No. Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Astrologer says he is a Canadian. I'm sure he's chill with the D.
Nice.
Media says, so I might have missed this, but who is this NPC? What's her story?
Aaron?
I will answer this. This is the Scribe. This is the Sentinel historian and translator. This is a guy who you're going to meet as you play LUCID, who's going to give you the bestiary, the guide to all of the foes you'll fight over the course of the game, that you'll fill out as you explore the world. And you're going to bring back tablets and scrolls that are inscrutable to Owen back to him, and he will translate for you and give you the info about him.
Yeah. He's
got his own little corner of the Sentinel camp, and even I think in the demo that you'll play, you're going to be able to encounter him and hear his guidance. He lives in his own little sort of shack in the Sentinel camp, and he's a full-fledged Sentinel. He's a writer and translator, but also a warrior. He's got a spear stood up on his wall, and he's going to advise Owen and basically be a point of contact for all of the lore that you encounter as you travel Aiden, learn more about the world, and he's just going to be a great friend of yours.
He's going to be someone you're going to look forward to, like, going back to, because he's very warm, very welcoming, and he's always got something new and funny to say.
Yeah, I'd say he's an old friend of Hall, so he's very paternal feeling towards Owen.
More brother or uncle.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's sort of like an uncle to Owen, and he gives you some guidance, some encouragement, and instruction. And like I said, there are tons of lore items you'll find in the world that aren't readily visible, readable to Owen, and you'll have to bring them back to the scribe in order to translate them for you and to explain their significance and their meaning. And so in the Sentinel camp that you'll go through in the demo and in the prologue in the story proper, he's a very important character. Intermedia says, excellent. I love his beetle nose.
Yes, this guy gets it. It's a Legend of Zelda reference.
And he uses his left index finger to write using crystal arts.
Yes. That is correct.
Astrologer says he looks thick.
He is.
Reminds me of Sig Curtis from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ed's mentor's husband.
Yes. Dude, that is one of the... So you know that gif of the Predator handshake?
Yes.
This character has a similar, equally awesome handshake with another brawly dude. I forget his name. Not Mustang. Help me out. Who's the guy who gives a big handshake? They have like a brotherly bro bond immediately.
Arnie and...
No, in Full Metal.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Intermedia says, nice, ambidextrous.
Is he ambidextrous?
He's left-handed.
Okay. Pointy glow, arm pointy, closed.
He's left-handed, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
He's got long hair, just like me.
Yeah, and a beard.
And he's got a beard,
And got a beard.
just like
And
me.
you like him.
And he's got glasses,
And you like him.
just like me.
Yeah. It's almost like...
It's almost like it's my
Avatar.
insert character.
It's almost like he's your avatar for the game.
And not for nothing, but I am 6'2",
Yeah.
and burly.
Burly. Yeah, burly.
Armstrong, it says.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Actually, I'm going to bring it up. Hold on, let me find that GIF for you. Armstrong, and what was the other guy's name? Handshake. GIF. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Boom! I believe he's talking about this guy. That's Armstrong, and
Yeah.
that's the dude.
Astrologer says cries in 5'5" skinny.
Hey man, you us svelte guys need to stick together. Am I svelte?
You're a skinny motherfucker.
Okay. Awesome.
And I'm working on getting skinnier.
Don't get too skinny, because then the fucking scribe won't.
That scribe won't make any
won't make
sense.
any goddamn
People are
sense.
just going to think that you're a bad artist,
Yeah.
Eric.
That looks nothing like Aaron. Eric, you suck. He's a phony. All right. Okay, I'm gonna circle back on the hands. Also,
I've never been that big, though.
no, this is a
Exaggeration?
exaggerated character. Like that's what characters are. They're exaggerations. And also in pixel art, you have to make moves big for them to
Oh, no. I'm
be
not
seen.
I'm not insulted by this representation of
No.
myself.
This guy's badass.
Astrologer says women like thick men.
Damn right.
They like men well fed. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Well, my wife does.
Yeah, I mean,
So, that really is the only one that matters.
how do I... Oh yeah, there it is. It's been a while.
Oh, and then media says, oh, I just realized I know this palette. I use it a bunch and almost exclusively on Laser Doge.
Do you? What's it called?
Laser Doggy. How do you pronounce the D-O-G-E? Is it Doggy or Doge?
D-O-G-E?
Yeah.
I pronounce it Doge.
Doge?
Yeah.
Like French?
Guys, how do you pronounce D-O-G-E? I say Doge.
So Astrologer says it's Dojizi. Dojiz. How do you pronounce that?
What am I looking at here?
The bottom.
Dodgeze?
Eric doesn't know how to read, you guys.
Ace. That says Dodgeze. Dodgies. I don't know what you guys are fucking reading. What are you smoking over there? Can I have some?
In the media says I say Doge.
Thank you.
Or Doge, like the reefer. It's hard to tell from the text what they actually mean and pronounce. So give me some phonetic readings. Astrologer says Dodzy. In the media says hard J.
Yeah, so, Doge. Oh, Dodge?
Dodgy. Dodgy? Doji? Doji?
I like Doge. Fuck all you guys.
To me, it's either doggy or doge.
If it was doggy,
or doge with a silent E.
That's what I'm saying, Doge.
Doge. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
But if it was doggy, they might as well just see D-O-G-G-Y.
Like, to me, I see D-O-G-E. I think doggy. D-O-G-E. Doggy.
I get it, but then just call it doggy. I like Doge.
But
screw you guys and get a hand.
Astrologer likes the doggy.
Doggy did it say?
It's doggy. I mean, it's the internet, so it's the interpretation is open.
I'm not gonna. You guys really want to open up a fucking can of worms? GIF or GIF?
Oh, it's GIF.
No, I know.
It is GIF.
I know. I want to hear what they have to say, Bo.
It's not Jiffy. It's not a fucking Jiffy Lube or peanut butter.
You're acting like we haven't talked ad nauseum about this already.
We haven't.
Oh, we haven't? Oh, maybe that's my other friend that I've talked about ad nauseum. Oh, maybe that's Una. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, what is everybody saying?
So Astrologer says, why would you use GIF? Because it's a J.
I know.
It's graphical if. GIF.
GIF.
It says I will only hard GIF. Which I assume it's GIF.
I love it. Couldn't agree more.
It's just a quagmire, man. It's just a never-ending source of
it's what the internet's for, right? Let's all become really angry about something that doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
But it's my favorite thing. Boop, 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 boop.
So is it Doge or is it doggy?
I'm still going with Doge. I'm sure you could look it up. Actually, can somebody look it up? Is there an official pronunciation?
Is it like Dogecoin or Doggy Coin?
I thought it's Dogecoin. I don't know.
But Doge doesn't make any sense because what is a Doge?
Are you telling me that an internet fake money named after a dog makes sense?
Because Doge doesn't mean dog. It doesn't even have the same word dog in it. Doggy has the word dog in it.
Where do you get off trying to bring logic into this?
Astrologer says he's got a thick middle finger. Which is what I'm giving to you if you think it's Doge.
I'm a big fan of the middle finger.
It's very flexible.
It's flexible. It's utilitarian. It's used for many.
You got two of them. You give people the double deuce.
Yep.
Double deuce is powerful.
I'm a big fan of the two down and they turn up. Right there. I love that.
Oh, I like the fishing. You go.
That one.
You go.
Oh, right there, casting the line.
Yeah, you cast the line. Yeah. Although I haven't had much,
I haven't had to use a middle finger in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the people I want to flip off are online. It's so much harder just to, flip them off. Astrologer says, how can you work on social media and still try to apply logic on the internet?
I know.
That to me is a real question.
I know. I feel like I'm not very good at doing social media. I feel very uncomfortable on it. what I wanted.
Astrologer says, I don't think a lot of people want to flip off a 6'2" dude. That's true. Not a lot of people flip me off.
No.
Although I have been mugged.
You have been mugged. I have not been mugged, and I've not been flipped off, actually. I mean, I've been flipped off.
I mean, I can flip you off right now if you want the
me,
experience.
Guys, I'm about to get flipped the fuck off.
Although, to be fair, I did get mugged by 2 guys at once.
You did. That did happen.
Yeah. I've also been pickpocketed, which is a whole other...
I've never been pickpocketed. You must just have a come fuck with me face.
I have it's like a personal version of Murphy's Law, where anything bad that can happen will happen, but only to me.
That was my speed for a while. Am I on the pointing arm? Am I on the right one? I am. Awesome.
But honestly, pickpocketing definitely preferable to mugging, because
that makes sense.
with a pickpocket you don't get a knife at your throat, which is a lot more pleasant. You know, as an experience. If you're gonna have to lose your wallet to somebody,
right,
you might as well not have like the fear of like imminent death planted upon you.
I mean, are you sure?
No, I'm absolutely sure. Having been pickpocketed and mugged, I'm here to tell you, pickpocketing is preferable.
Pickpocketing, more preferable than mug. Got it. Noted.
Oh, yeah. He's looking good.
Thanks, man. I mean, we're getting there. I feel like right now what I'm fighting most with is color palette and layering, and getting that right takes a lot of time. And maybe I'm just gonna focus a little bit. I'm gonna shift gears and just focus on shapes, and then maybe hit shading a little bit later.
Astrologer says people from the UK would disagree unless you are in the UK. Well, we're not, and if anyone tells you they'd rather be mugged at knife point than pickpocketed, they are not talking from a level of experience. I mean, being pickpocketed is like, well, shit, my wallet's gone.
Yeah, that's more.
Pickpocket is like, oh my god, I almost just died.
I gotta go. I feel like it's almost a no question. Like pickpocket is the way to go. It's almost like a surprise. It's
I mean, especially the way I was pickpocketed. It was like a woman came up to me and like pretended to be a prostitute,
right? And
like was grabbing on me, and as I was trying to shrug her off, she picked my pocket,
right?
And before I even knew what was happening, my wallet was gone.
Jeez. As
opposed to being mugged, where 2 guys with box cutters very much threatened my life and took my shit.
I don't know, man. They sound like pretty cool guys. I really don't get what you're complaining about.
Complaining?
Yeah, you're like, man, me, I got mugged. Woohoo.
Astrologer says, oh no, I mean in the United States people usually have a gun. In UK people usually have a knife.
Oh,
That's true.
I've heard that. Yeah.
That is true. I didn't get mugged at gunpoint. I got mugged at double knife point.
Double knife point.
Like one person held a knife to my throat while the other one used his knife to slash open my pockets and take all my shit. Which is a singular level of like terror where you're not really sure if they're gonna like just kill you.
Yeah, because it's literally inches, centimeters away of just like a wrist flick.
Right,
and
exactly.
Your
like
jugular is
you're not sure they're just gonna like kill you just not to have a witness.
Right.
But the pickpocketing was just like I got fooled.
Yeah.
You know, I just should have had my hands in my pockets, and if I had, I would have been fine.
Hold on here. Maybe let's see. I'm like kind of going on the cuff right now. I had an idea, but now I'm seeing a shape in my head that I might roll with. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to mess around for a little bit.
Astrologer, pickpocket is the way to go. All Americans listening to this advice.
So everybody go out and get yourself a healthy dose of pickpocket.
I mean, if you have to pick
Pocket. What if you had to pick the pocket you were pickpocketed?
You know, if Peter Piper picked a pocket,
what if you got to pick the
how
pocket
many pockets would
the
it
hot
find?
pocket you just been picked? What if the lady picked your pickpocketing pocket from the hot pockets? Sorry, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Man, having a hot pocket when they try to pick your pocket
Yes.
would be great revenge.
Would it make, if you had a hot pocket while you're being pickpocketed, would it make the whole pickpocketing a less...
It certainly would be more surprising for the pickpocket. So they try to take out your wallet, but instead it's a
steamy, gooey, cheesy
a steamy
hot
pocket of pepperoni and meat.
You picked the wrong pocket!
And
then you literally pull out from the other pocket like a gold watch. You're like, see? Wrong pocket!
Excellent.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. It's been long enough that I can joke about both events.
It's been 20... What's the rule? What's that South Park rule? It's been 23 years. AIDS is funny again?
I don't know about that.
No, I was recently on a South Park binge, and I got to the...
I got pickpocketed in
13?
No. 2009.
Oof.
And then I got mugged in 2011.
Oof.
2011, 2012.
What am I doing, guys? What are we doing?
Oh, Astrologer, don't apologize, man. I mean, the mugging has... It's absolutely fallen by the wayside. I'm fine.
Don't feel like you need to apologize.
I'll tell you one thing about being mugged at knife point where you think you might die. The next day,
it's a good day.
It's a really good day.
It's very.
It's a beautiful, absolutely. I mean, even if it's overcast, it's a sunny day.
That's very Tyler Durden of you.
It's very nice to be alive. And it's nice to learn that the police are absolutely useless if they don't catch the criminal in the middle of the crime. Yeah. It's very unlikely that you're ever going to get justice. Although the city of New York did offer me $500 in restitution for my loss, which I did not accept on the grounds that the people of New York did not mug me. 2 assholes in Bushwick did.
Very noble of you, sir. Very noble. I was hurting for cash.
He said, yeah, that is pretty funny now.
Yeah, man.
What's funny is that I was on the way back from a bodega. I was going to get some juice and some snacks, on a Friday or Saturday night.
Right.
It was like a very quotidian sort of exercise.
Stop using words I don't understand on stream.
It was like a daily sort of mundane thing that I was doing. Just picking up groceries from a bodega a couple blocks away from my apartment. And then around the corner from my apartment, 2 guys with box cutters almost fucking killed me.
Right.
Which is puts your whole perspective about your
what's
neighborhood and what's important and all that stuff all up in jeopardy. Astrologer, me and Eric. Stop using words I don't understand. See, this is why I'm the scribe, you guys, because I have the words.
He's got the greatest words, the best words.
All right. But Astrologer says, I'm glad you're good now. And I am good.
See, the Lucid community is just full of such good dudes. Good dudes and good ladies. I love them. They're nice. I truly believe this. I think, on average, most of the Lucid community is way nicer than I am. They're
because you're an asshole?
I mean, your word's not mine. Dick.
I do have the good words.
I don't know. I'm a little brash because I just laugh and be like, that's a hilarious story.
Funny story, Mark. I almost got killed.
Cool hilarious story, Aaron. Oh, hi, doggy.
Eric trying to be humble. And failing miserably.
I am the most humble.
Yeah. He's like the most humble guy you'll ever meet. In, like,
There's no one more
in the
humble.
entire world, no one's more humble than
No one's
Eric.
more humble than me. That's a fact.
Astrologer says, I find it funny that Aaron can basically roast all of us without us ever realizing what he ever said.
It's like a day later, like, wait a minute. Did that guy fucking roast us?
It's so true. It's so true. Oh, man.
Wait a minute.
I know I went to journalism school for something.
To roast us?
It's to learn all the best words so that I can roast you without even you knowing that you've been roasted.
Who's humble bragging now? Huh? Who's doing it? Are you even humble bragging at this point?
Wasn't bragging.
Well,
What
sure
bragging was
sounded like it. Guys, was Aaron bragging?
What bragging?
They're not going to say yes because they're going to be afraid of you making fun of them.
Astrologer says a day later, more like an eon later. No, bragging would be saying...
He's on his deathbed, like, come closer, dear. I just wanted you to... Wait a minute.
Was that a sick bird?
You were the love of my life. My kids were our greatest adventure. Wait a minute. You were my greatest adventure. All right.
It's not bragging to say that I went to journalism school.
No.
It was bragging to say where I went to journalism school.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting there.
Astrologer resuscitated. It's like you're on your deathbed and you're about to like breathe your last breath. Wait a minute, was I roasted?
Yeah, it's like beep, Alright, I'm gonna iron that shading out later.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Honestly, actually, I think what time is it, guys? I think it might be calling it. My back is absolutely killing me.
It's 10:15.
Guys, I don't mess with posture. My lower back has been obliterated and it's killing me right now. Next time we're gonna stream, I'm gonna bring like this. We're in like this mock setup, guys, over here. This was very
Ad hoc,
jerry rig, and we're next time I'm gonna be a nice comfy chair. But my back is killing me, dude. So we might have to just kind of cut this one a little short, guys. I'm really sorry, but
it says I'm glad I could catch you tonight.
yeah, I'm really glad you guys are all here. I'm definitely gonna finish him up on another stream, but I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe I'll like figure out some of these color things off screen so we can get a little bit to the meat and potatoes. Maybe some animation next time. But guys, I had a blast talking about movies and art and books and pixel art and everything with you guys. And thanks for being here. I really can't wait to catch you guys on the next one. And thanks so much for supporting Lucid. I can't say thank you enough.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll continue this next time.